All right, hey guys. So today we about to reacting to something different. It's by the channel or the guy Alex Myers, uh, Mayers. Riverdale. The title is called Riverdale season 4 is already a mess. And now listen, I've been watching this guy for like a while. Doing like watching, reviewing like shows that's been out, and stuff that teenagers really, really like Vampire Diaries type stuff, Twilight stuff type stuff. And he's basically like watching them just to see what the hype was about back then. And it feels like really like it's basically his opinion on it. Like, this is a mess. Twilight was like, he been trying Twilight for real. Like, I was mad when I watched that video. Like, do not try Twilight. Do not do that. Do not. You don't want no hands. You don't want no problems. Period. Do not do that. But I've noticed that his reactions on Riverdale was like what I was feeling. He'd be like, Riverdale's a mess. Riverdale's this and that. And I'd be like, yup. Like Riverdale. And I just mentioned the guy from Riverdale, like in the Bad Boys trailer that I did, the reaction that I did. And like, the first season of Riverdale was amazing. No doubt about it. Hands down, it was amazing. Like, period. Like, the plot, that the dad killed the twin of Cheryl Blossom, I don't know, for like a maple syrup, I don't know, type stuff. I don't know, some deal that, I don't know. I remember, because like, now that it's gone so bad, it's like, it's hard to remember how it got good in the first place. Like, when something is so good then it goes bad, it's hard to remember like why people were talking about it in the first place, why it was so good in the first place if it's like so bad right now. Like, and like after season 1, it just started. I don't know if they changed like the producers, they changed, I don't know, like the whole cast changed, because I remember in the first, when they was announcing it, they were like from the executive producers of Vampire Diaries and something else. But I remember from them saying that, it made me want to watch it. It made me want to like get into it, because the scenery looked nice, the trailer looked nice, and then when they said where the executive producers came from, and it was like a mashup of both of those producers, I was like, I gotta watch this. And it delivered. The first season delivered, and then the second season was like, I don't know what this means. What is that? What just happened? And then some of the words they be saying is just like cringy. I'm not gonna lie. Archiekins, I don't know what that is. What kind of name is that? Just call the guy Archie, be done with it. Or Archie Boo Boo. I don't know. But Archiekins is like, it's killing the spot. It's killing me. Some other words they be saying too, I can't remember them now because I haven't been watching it, honestly. Because I've heard that, like, I heard like, okay, so season 1 is good, and I heard season 2 was bad. And of course it was bad because I watched season 2 after watching season 1. And so I stopped watching season 2, and then season 3 I heard that it was getting better, then it got bad again. And then season 4 is, we're now here, and they said that, Riverdale might be doing something. And now it's being a mess. Like, I don't know, it tries to get better, and then it doesn't work. It doesn't work out. Like, whoever you had working on the first season, bring all of those people back, all of them. Do not let one go missing. Bring all of them back so they can make this better, so they can save this show, because it's not making sense. Like, of course, like, I kind of understand what he means, because now that I'm like older, I'm still a teenager, but now that I'm like older, I can see what he means by like some teenagers, they just like, watch things because, dudes or whatever, and, this and that, high school type stuff. You know what I mean? But don't try Twilight. Twilight is what you would not come for, okay? Period. But I can understand what he means, So you still have like a lot of teens watching Riverdale, and they don't understand what's going on, but they'll watch it because of the dudes and everything. I don't know. But we about to react to it anyways, and I'm excited for this because I know like most of the things he gonna say, I'm gonna be like, yeah, exactly, correct, accurate. Even though I haven't watched the season, but I feel like I will relate to him in so many ways. Period. All right. Let's go into it. I'm rambling like so much. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Well, here we are. It's been a few months since we last saw what was going on with Archie and friends, and now that October's here, that means it's finally time for some more.
I'm already like,
and I mean, after everything that happened in season 3, I can't even pretend to be able to imagine what could possibly be waiting for us in season 4. So put on a fresh pair of underwear and tie your shoelaces, kids, because it's time to go for a walk.
It's been a quiet few months in Riverdale. Spring.
See, when it starts, it's like, ooh, when he starts the introduction, I'm like, ooh, I'm into it.
Just one of those regular
but if something
days where
happens,
moms fight
like,
each other with ninja sais and kids with spears chase Jughead into a secret bunker. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So the episode opens up and we get to meet our main characters after the long summer break. We start off with Jughead sitting there watching Betty read a short story he just wrote, which has got to be just like so awkward. You know, it's like when you show your friends some hilarious video you found on YouTube or whatever, and all they do is
you're just like,
yeah, that's funny. And then we flash over to Archie and Veronica having just woken up together.
Bro, I'll be mad. I'll be mad when they do that.
Like 3 inches apart, as if that's not just the grossest thing. Hey, good morning, honey. I just want to say how much I love you. And of course, Cheryl eating breakfast with the mummified corpse of her dead brother. So yeah, you know, Jughead, I think you're right. It really is just a typical day in Riverdale. But anyway, so the first episode of the show is really just everyone dealing with the passing of Luke Perry, who of course played Archie's dad.
She still has his corpse?
Sounds like what happened was Fred was driving home to Riverdale when he pulled over to help someone. His car had stalled on the side of the road, and another vehicle came upon them way too fast, and he was struck by...
No.
I'm sorry, Mary.
Now, jokes aside here, the episode does a pretty great job of showing us how important Fred was to Archie, just with everything going on with Hiram and Veronica, the serpents, the red circle, and all those times the story was just like... I mean, Fred was always there, just a stand-up guy, no matter what. Really one of the only characters worth caring about in, like, the whole show. And so, like, from the point of view of the show itself, but also here in the real world, I thought this was actually a very well done, rather touching episode.
He taught me everything. He taught me how to play football and baseball, pretty much every other sport. He fixed up the jalopy together. He bought me my first guitar.
Bro, they're gonna make me cry, though. I can't do this.
But anyway, so after this, we move on to episode 2,
where
things get back to good old classic Riverdale, if you know what I mean. Now, just to summarize, Betty's mom is actually an undercover agent working for Betty's long-lost older brother, Charles, who's in the FBI, trying to uncover what Edgar Evernever's really doing with the farm.
My team's been investigating Edgar Evernever for
so Alice was a spy?
We had someone on the inside.
That don't make no sense.
Someone tasked with getting close to Edgar, gathering intel. Your mother, she's working with us.
Now, as per the season 3 finale, everyone at the farm suddenly vanished and left Kevin behind to tell everyone else what's going on. But Betty's mom also disappeared with the farm and hasn't been in contact with Charles for some length of time. So, everyone's getting kind of worried.
This isn't the first time she's been late with her reports.
Well, Charles, what if that means she's been found out?
Listen, until she contacts us, she just focus on being a high school student.
And this brings us to the last day of summer break, before all the main characters finally start their senior year of high school.
I can't help but think life goes by so fast, and none of us are very good at stopping to savor it.
Yeah, that's the scene where she goes, Archiekins, and I'm like,
but tonight
she said that one more time. She said that one more time.
So it's everyone's first day of school, and things get right off to a great start with the newest daddy of Riverdale, the new principal.
And you are? I'm Principal Weatherby's replacement, Mr. Honey.
We apologize for the
Mr. Honey.
Mr. Honey. It won't happen again.
Now, I don't know what kind of a ship Waldo Weatherby was running around here. Things are going to be different this year. We'll have order, discipline, consequences.
There's already order, discipline, and things still kept happening. What you mean? You gonna do nothing, period.
Fun, because, you know, some people are just born to work in a high school, I guess. Now, later that day, while Archie and Mad Dog are swapping tips on how to get some cool abs, Betty finds out something a little interesting.
I don't know how he's so
From the get-go, I suspect.
Like, you in high school and you that big? Like, no way.
Started monitoring his phone activity, and it turns out
this show is unbelievable.
He's been
like,
texting with
for
friends
real.
I was hoping that Kevin was done with the farm. It seemed like he was done.
So Betty looks into this, and we come to find out that Kevin is still just like almost completely brainwashed, even after like this whole thing. I mean, what the heck was this supposed to be? But anyway, despite everything that's happened, or maybe because of it, I guess, depending on how you look at things, Betty still trusts Kevin. Although I gotta say, I mean, any guy who owns that many polo shirts has gotta be up to something.
What I'm about to tell you puts everything on the line. My mom isn't just at the farm. She's undercover. I need you to ask Fangs to meet with you again so he can tell you where Edgar is hiding.
So Kevin goes to meet up with Fangs and finds out that Edgar Evernever has basically taken everyone hostage, and they're all holed up in some like rundown motel thing outside of town somewhere. Now in the middle of all this, Archie's trying to turn the boxing gym into a community center for kids, and to do this he raises some money by having a car wash. Because it's Riverdale, and heaven forbid Archie keep his shirt on for 5 minutes. And Veronica's just doing like whatever in the heck this is supposed to be. Also, for a variety of reasons.
The heck? How do you let kids? Is that like a underground?
Where everyone just kind of like sits around.
How? You're in high school. What do you mean?
Now then, Moby Dick. Now, what do you think that the whale symbolizes?
Nothing. It's pretty well established that Melville hated allegory. I mean, he's quoted as saying that his biggest fear was Moby Dick would be seen as a fable.
I mean, yes, that's true. Although I think you're missing the main issue, which is that Moby Dick is the weirdest classic novel you'll ever read. I mean, seriously, like half the book is just about what whales' teeth look like. Riveting stuff, I tell you what. But yeah, so that's all going on, like whatever, who cares? So let's go back to Betty and Charles. Now, one day, while trying to figure out what to do about Edgar, her mom, the motel, and just everything, Betty gets a mysterious phone call.
It's me, Edgar.
How did you get my mom's phone?
I suspected we had a pretender in our midst. When I started cutting people's fingers off, your mother admitted to me it was her. I have a list of demands.
So Edgar's demands are that he wants a bunch of money, passports, a bus, and some other random stuff. And if he doesn't get it, he's gonna keep talking to that weird voice of his.
When I started cutting people's fingers off, your mother admitted to me it was her.
You know, I mean, I get that he's supposed to have this kind of like deep, gravelly voice.
How you threaten a high school kid? I don't know.
But like, that's just how I sound every time I go to IHOP. So, how is everything for you? I'll just be right back with you, Jack. Right? So, in the span of like 15 minutes, with the help of Veronica, who I guess is not doing a burlesque routine today, Betty comes up with everything Edgar asked for and goes to give it to the farm. But turns out it was all a trick, and Betty gets kidnapped.
Like, this show is everywhere. It's up there, it's down there, it's up here.
And guess who's right there next to her?
Mom.
Mommy!
Honey, I am so sorry. I was trying to keep you safe. I didn't want you to know, and I needed to get Polly out. Do you know what Edgar's plan is? Evelyn is going to drive the bus full of farmies off of a cliff as a distraction while he takes off in his rocket.
In his what?
In his rocket.
Now, hearing this, you're probably thinking what I was thinking. Okay, I get it. It's not really a rocket or whatever. It's probably just some kind of metaphor, or he calls it a rocket, but actually it's some kind of new, like, weird ritual or something.
I bet it's a rocket.
Nope, it's literally a rocket ship. He's building a rocket, he's going to space, everybody. You know, last season, Edgar Evernever was like this smooth,
this is why I don't watch Riverdale.
Who, like, snaked his way into Riverdale, you know? It was like a whole thing in season 3, right? And here we are now, dudes dressed up like Evil Knievel building a rocket in a motel. I mean, what? How do we get here? Last season I said once that Riverdale was actually written by 8-year-olds.
This is why I don't watch the show.
Well,
I don't.
You know,
I'm
maybe
sorry.
I was giving them a little too much credit. But anyway, so in the end, somehow Betty and her mom escape, and Betty goes to stop Evelyn while Betty's mom shoots Edgar and he ascends, and basically that's that. So yeah, the whole farm cult storyline thing just kind of ends in the most Riverdale way I could possibly imagine. So yeah, oh boy, bet you're glad you came along for this ride, huh, kids?
Sure. I'm glad I ain't. Like, the heck? Like, this thing is, like, so, like, stupid. I don't want to say stupid, because this thing is, like, so over the place, all over the place, that I just can't, honestly. Like, I just can't. This is why I haven't watched Riverdale. Like, the first season I'll watch over. I'm not gonna lie. I would watch it over. I ain't gonna lie. I would, like, literally go back and watch that whole season over and then not watch any other season. Because it's whack. Like, what is that? Like, I understand you're for teens and you're, like, a, you know, you're a drama for teens or whatever. So, you can, sometimes it's okay to stray from the line. You know, go east, go south, go wherever you want to go. But when it becomes like that and you have people flying away in rockets, it's like, no, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand, and I don't want to understand. I'm not gonna understand because I don't want to. Period. Like, I got, like, what? Like, the first season was, like, lit, and, like, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the music that I listen to, some of the music that they produce, it's like, it's very good. I like some of the songs they produce. Not the musical type stuff. Like, what's her name? The black girl with the ponytails from the Cat Doll Band, something like that. She be making good music. I like her music. She make that song, The Milkshake, and she made it with Cheryl and that the girl. All the time, girl. I make sure. Let me stop. But like, that's it. Like, that's all I really like. The first season and some of their songs. That's it. Nothing else to go on. Nothing else. Like I really wanted to watch this video because he be making some accurate points, and I'm just like, that's exactly how I feel. Like, you're portraying my emotion right now, and you're putting it on YouTube, and you're filming it. That's how I feel about that show. And yeah, guys, I hope you like this reaction. Probably boring, but hey, bye.